I hope that was the end of those rebuttals, unless someone else has one. And my number system is a little bit different from his. If you were number 4, you're going to be number 1. And so Mark, you're going to start over again with our next question. Should Forsyth County provide incentives to bring businesses to Forsyth County? What kinds of incentives would be appropriate?
Absolutely. And again, here, I always get concerned about buzzwords. Bring the largest, bring large corporations, bring internationally renowned corporations, to Forsyth County. Let's get tax revenues that way. You know what? 5-10 years ago, this was a rural community. I believe in a balance. And honestly, the first incentives that I would be working on is filling up those strip malls with tenants, with small mom and pop nail salons, restaurants, what have you. There's so much vacancies out there on the small business level, and I think that's the easiest to track, because who is a small business owner? It's mom and pops, it's families, it's all of us. It's those entrepreneurial spirit, and I think that's where I want to bring Forsyth County there. We have so much corporations around us that serves for daily jobs and daily commutes. I want to see Forsyth County being perceived as the family-friendly attraction county that has those small businesses, that has different types of restaurants and different types of services, after the corporate hours. That's where my focus would be.
Thank you. Mr. Levin. Okay. I've got my system here. If they answered it first, fourth, I'm getting, let me go back to my question. Should Forsyth County provide incentives to bring businesses to Forsyth County? What kind of incentives would be appropriate?
I'll try to answer that question a little more directly and not steer too far off that. Yes, in certain situations you absolutely do, but I'll give you an example. In some ways you don't do it. When you have a large company like a Home Depot or a Lowe's or even the Avenues, they have spent so much money in their plans and their research to find that this is exactly where they want to be, and they know that they're going to survive well there and they're going to make a lot of money there. You don't need to give the $1 million and the breaks and the tap fees and stuff like that. That's poor negotiation. They're going to come anyways, and we need to hold on to that revenue. That's silly to just give it away for no reason. As to the strip malls and filling them up, you can't fill them up until you have people here that have money and have jobs. Then it equals shoppers, then it equals buyers for the homes and the empty lots we have. So you have to bring some new business in to have new jobs and people have high-paying salaries.
Thank you. And now, Mr. Scholl.
Would you repeat the question again?
Yes. Should Forsyth County provide incentives to bring businesses to Forsyth County? What kind of incentives would be appropriate?
That's a great question. I just want to make sure that I clarify. As a financial planner, I worked with businesses, small to mid-sized businesses, up to $45 million on budgeting, revenue forecasts, inflows and outflows. So I actually am rather offended that my opponents are trying to minimize the experience that I've had working with significant budget. That is what we need in this county, someone that has worked with budgets hands-on, not in a corporate environment where there was no decision-making authority. I had the decision-making authority. But of course, we do need to incentivize good, high-quality jobs, such as jobs in the medical field, Class A office space. We do need to balance out the revenue sources. We can't put all of our eggs in one basket. We need to make sure that all of the taxes are not on the back of the homeowner. Obviously they're not all, but too large of a percentage is on the back of the homeowner. We need to end that and bring in high quality taxpayers.
Mr. Harrell, do you need it repeated?
The best incentive that we can give businesses is to keep Forsyth the best place to live, work, and play in the Atlanta metro area. Worked hard to do that. I think all the candidates recognize that we live in the best county in the metro area. When you get down to brass tacks, yes, some people say if you build it, they will come. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We negotiate numerous times with people looking at our county, only to find out that there was a better package somewhere else and they went elsewhere. So yes, for a unique situation, I agree that we should give incentives in the form of tax breaks to begin with. After that, they'll pay their full boat, particularly those that bring jobs and will also bring sales tax revenues for the county revenue. We still are unbalanced in terms of business versus residents, so we continue to need to push hard on that. I have, and if you'll get my quotation sheet, you can read it there.
My turn?
You through? Your quotation sheet, you said you need. I just want to make sure that you that we have given you all the time that you needed, Mr. Harrell, on that one to look for it. This is where sometimes my method and my madness will kind of screw up a little bit, because if you were fourth, you become first, or first, you become fourth. But anyway, I won't make him rebut his own statement. So, Mr. Shaw.
I think I still have rebuttal, right?
It hasn't gone through the circuit twice.
Yes, it hasn't.
Okay, so I have rebuttal. Okay, great. I don't know if Mr. Levent is aware, but if I remember correctly, Forsyth County is one of the fastest growing counties in the country. And people have come here, and I don't know that, it's always, we want to have that perception. I think Mr. Harrell articulated very properly. We want this to be a perception, one of the best, viewed as one of the best county, family-friendly counties, and I fully agree. People have already come, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we've gotten in trouble with infrastructure and the large commercial and all of that. So I don't think we need necessarily to even attract more people to compound the problem. I don't know about you, but when I was working, I don't mind, driving down to some corporate office that's 5 floors in Alpharetta that's 10 minutes away from my home, or going down to Johns Creek, or maybe even having to commute half hour, 35 minutes to Duluth or Gwinnett for my job, okay, and then come home to a very pleasant environment in Forsyth County where it's nice, quiet. I can go to the meal house, or I can come to some nice family home restaurant. That's what I'm going for. Thank you.
Now, Mr. Levent.
Thank you. Obviously, Mr. Vinco's probably for more no growth than I am, but the fact is, if you look at the thousands of green pipes, sewer pipes that are sticking up, and all the developments that they've done, and there's no houses being built on them in years and years, obviously we don't have the growth that we need right now to at least absorb those things. And that's why all the empty stores are there, and Mr. Vinco brought up as well, and all those empty spaces are there, because we don't have the proper growth, and the economy has slowed down. And I'm not talking about massive, fast growth again. I'm talking just steady, responsible growth.
Mr. Shaw.
Well, there's really not. I'm actually just going to rest with that. I think it was